mean you're not calling the police? The man just told you we robbed a bank.
He also told me he had a very good reason. He did it for love.
Gee, the most any man ever did for me was getting all his sheep to lie down in a field and spell out my name.
Ma, call the police.
No. Rocco said he needs to talk to me and he's coming over.
Fine, I'll call the police.
If you do, Dorothy, I'll never speak to you again.
But Sophia, Rocco did admit he robbed a bank.
It's my fault. He thought the only way he could keep me was if he had money to buy me expensive things. I gotta convince him to turn himself in. If he doesn't, I'll go to the police myself. It's the last time I let a man toy with my affections. From now on, it's strictly physical.
Well, I've never been fond of Rocco, but it's obvious that he really cares about my mother.
Boy, one thing's for sure. That Rocco is a romantic. And there aren't many men like him left in this world.
Blanche, what was the most romantic thing a man ever did for you?
Oh, that's easy. When George and I were courting and it was getting to the intimate stage, we went for a date in his big old Packard. Well, halfway home, we ran out of gas. It was dark, it was cold, so we held each other close. Both of us knew right then and there this was the night. Sure enough, pretty soon the windows were all fogged up from the heat generated by our bodies. After we were married, I told George that the only thing that could have made that evening more romantic was if we'd had candles and wine and a big blanket. So on our 10th anniversary, George fired up the old Packard and we drove along the same route as on that date. And wouldn't you know, we ran out of gas on exactly the same spot. And George said, "Blanche, why don't you look behind that tree?" So I did, and there was a basket with candles and wine and 2 long-stem glasses and a big blanket. We had a perfect evening.
Oh, that is beautiful.
But isn't it a shame you didn't look behind the tree the first time? You could have had 2 perfect.
What's the most romantic thing a man ever did for you, Dorothy?
Oh, well, the most romantic thing was when Stan proposed. Oh, he took me to a very expensive restaurant, and I went to the powder room, and when I returned to the table, there was an open bottle of Dom Perignon and 2 filled glasses, and we clinked the glasses in a toast, and Stan gave me a coy smile, and I winked at him, and then I just downed the champagne in one gulp. And it didn't go down smoothly. Later, Stan told me that he put my engagement ring in the bottom of the glass. It turned up 3 days later.
Where'd it turn up, Dorothy?
On the Home Shopping Network.
But Dorothy, you do have to admit, it was very touching what Rocco did for Sophia.
Yeah, but it would have been more touching if it hadn't been a felony.
Well, still, though, it just goes to show your hair may turn gray, your skin may wrinkle, but you're never too old for romance. So don't give up, girls.